Alright, so title of this video is Kung Fu versus Karate, which is better? Well, it's pretty obvious that what my answer would be. I'm biased, because I'm born of, my parents are Chinese. So obviously I'm going to say Kung Fu, because Kung Fu is representing the Chinese culture. So I personally think Kung Fu is better, and it's just who I am, what I represent, and I'm proud to be, from of Chinese descent. I'm proud of my culture, I'm proud of my people, and I'm proud of my history. And if I was not Chinese and I was neither from neither culture, then I guess it would be more of a objective opinion. But even so, just the energy of Kung Fu, it draws me in. It's more artistic, not so competitive, serious but not too serious. There's spirituality involved, there's meditativeness involved. You look at even the Shaolin Kung Fu, you're talking about a bunch of monks that practice meditation and spirituality through the martial arts. They're well known for a lot of acrobatic things and a lot of performances, and they live very simple lives, and they're practicing their religion all day, every day. And my biggest inspiration, Bruce Lee, was a promoter of Kung Fu. He's Chinese American. He was hugely inspirational to me. Jet Li, promoter of Kung Fu, very talented, very humble. Just the energy, that he was emitting is a very humble energy that I appreciate. Bruce Lee was kind of a little bit of both. A lot of people that met him would say that he was pretty confident, and some say he would be arrogant, and I think he had the American side of him gave him more confidence in himself, and it made him a little bit more competitive. Jet Li, on the other hand, I think was more Eastern than Bruce, and not so much of that type of competitive energy like Bruce. And even Jackie Chan, representing, promoting Kung Fu, and you see his energy, very comedic, very humble as well. That's what I really like about him as well. Very successful, been in so many movies, hundreds of movies, well known all over the world, him and Jet Li. Even in that blockbuster hit Kung Fu Panda, even Jackie Chan's in that movie too. Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3 with Chris Tucker, and just a very humble energy, and I really appreciate that. And then we have Donnie Yen, another representative, promoter of Kung Fu. Very talented himself, starring in the Yip Man movies. Very humble as well. If you look at his interviews, he speaking positive and very respectful to the people that's been there before him. And these are all actors, martial artists. They all worked hard. They're all athletic. Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, all work hard, and they're not so competitive. You know, they're not fighters. They're not sport fighters. They're artists, and I really appreciate that. So you got the Shaolin Kung Fu, you got Bruce Lee, you got Jet Li, you got Jackie Chan, you got Donnie Yen, and then you got like Wing Chun, with a system created by a woman, very humble system. You know, usually the people that practice Wing Chun would be more humble, especially when a system created by a woman. The system that Bruce Lee started out with, and then Yip Man, very humble person as well, from what we hear about him. You know, and just any martial arts system that's gonna be created by a woman, promoted by a woman, and then last for so many years and still be practiced by people from, you know, by people all over the world, also having so much respect with the people. You know, it's a huge accomplishment for a woman to create a system that is so popular, that has lasted for so long, and that is still being practiced to this day. You know, and I think that creates a great balance in the martial arts, where I think it's too much yang energy, too much masculine energy, and it needs to be balanced out by some of that feminine energy, that soft energy, that gentle energy, to kind of balance things out. And that's what I think I love about Kung Fu. What I love about Kung Fu is that it's a very balanced expression of hard and soft. It's not just all hard, um, but it's a balance. So we got Wing Chun, and then we also got Tai Chi. So what is Tai Chi known for? Is like, usually it's for more of the older population, maybe some of these elders. Very soft and gentle. Tai Chi, also the yin yang symbol, the Tao, which is something that I highly connect with. So practiced by the older generation, older people, very peaceful art and expression. So you got, you know, an art that's more represented by older people. You got an art that's created by women, and then you got Bruce Lee and all these actors of which I mentioned: Jet Li, Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen. You got the Shaolin monks representing Shaolin Kung Fu. And then there's a style that I practiced in the past called Choi Li Fut, created by the system created by three people, and Fut is pretty much means Buddha, so it's a spiritually guided system as well. There's a lot of spirituality in its practice, and it's put into the label of the style. So it's not just about just fighting, but there's a spiritual element to it as well, which is a great thing. You know, and there are a lot of different styles out there as well in Kung Fu, such as Hung Gar, and then some people talk about the 7-star praying mantis. And there's just more and more styles out there. You know, so if you look at the whole, even something that's been mass produced in Hollywood that's become popular, Kung Fu Panda, very successful animation. It's not a serious thing, it's more comedic and kind of lighthearted, brings in the children to laugh and giggle and have fun, and just lighten up the mood in the martial arts and not make it so serious and dangerous, you know. And even that is something that I appreciate. You know, like, hey, we don't have Bruce Lee movies coming out anymore, but we got Kung Fu Panda. We got Yip Man 1, 2, and 3, and 4. We have Donnie Yen, you know. Also, the movie, what I really appreciate, really like, um, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, one of my favorite movies, and that's representing kung fu as well, the Chinese martial arts. It's an amazing movie. It's a love story, and a beautiful movie. When I first watched it, I didn't really understand it much, and I didn't appreciate it because I was so fixated on the fighting and how it's not realistic because they're flying around and all these other things. But as I got older, I started to really appreciate that movie for what it is and the artisticness of it, and it's just an amazing movie. So, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Another one is Hero with Jet Li. That's like one of my favorite movies as well. That's representing Kung Fu. Very spiritual, meditative movie, and very educational. It's a very deep movie, and another one of my favorite movies is Fearless, starring Jet Li. It's also an amazing movie. It's teaching a lot about the martial arts and how peace and respect is so important in the martial arts, and just basically learning to have self-control and not letting your ego and your pride overtake you, just growing in wisdom, and I love that movie. So a lot of these movies, kung fu movies, being produced in China, really have build a great reputation for kung fu, and I really appreciate that. All the movies that Jet Li has starred in, um, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, all the hard work of the Shaolin monks, all the people practicing the Chinese martial arts, Wing Chun, Chole Fut, Tai Chi. Um, so I love the Chinese martial arts, and I'm very thankful that I'm Chinese. If I was Japanese, then I'd be promoting the Japanese martial arts in my own way, and similar to what the founder of Aikido was doing. That art means like the way of peace, and even though a majority of the expression of the martial arts in Japan are pretty competitive and sometimes violent, the founder of Aikido didn't like what was going on, and he decided to create his own method, which was more balanced and more peaceful, and he called it Aikido. So, you know, which is better than what? It's all, up for your opinion. Some people might not like Bruce Lee, or they might not like the movies what I brought up. Um, but another movie that I really love is House of Flying Daggers. That movie is also representing kung fu as well. So that movie, Fearless, Hero, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, amazing movies representing kung fu. But this is my opinion, and obviously, I own a kung fu school. I'm Chinese. Of course, I'm gonna say kung fu is the best out of everything. Um, that's my loyalty that I have, that not just from my personal preference, but just from my blood and my history and where I'm from. I'm always going to support the Chinese martial arts because I am Chinese, but more specifically Chinese American. So the good things that I see about America, I could bring that to the Chinese expression and kind of balance it all out and have the best of both worlds, essentially. And I love the Chinese martial arts, and that's what I'm here to promote. And I hope that more people out there will you know, gain a liking towards the Chinese martial arts so they could keep that beautiful culture and history alive. You know, so no matter what Chinese martial art that you practice, no matter if it's Tai Chi, Wing Chun, Chole Foot, or Hung Gar, or whatever Chinese martial arts that you find out there, promoting it, you know, it's good overall for the culture and its people. You know, it's not good to see, you know, kung fu schools shutting down. And I've seen one in Skokie shut down. It was like a Taoist martial arts school. It shut down. I saw another Chinese martial arts school on Western in Chicago shut down. It's just not, it's not cool to see that, you know, because the less schools that people have access to, then it's just making it much more difficult to keep, you know, the Chinese martial arts alive and thriving. So I want to put in a lot of effort, a lot of work to remind the people out there how beautiful the Chinese martial arts is. You know, it's not just about fighting. You know, a lot of it is spiritual, a lot of it is meditative, a lot of it is compassion, you know, helping people, um, helping children, helping people that might get bullied, no matter if it is physical or verbal, you know. And the Chinese martial arts is designed for people that are naturally humble and non-confrontational. You know, people that might feel a little insecure sometimes, you know, sometimes feel a little sad, and they just need to practice something to help build their confidence in themselves so then they could stand up for themselves. You know, and the Chinese martial arts, it's a balance, you know, maybe helping a woman defend herself against a very aggressive and violent man that's trying to attack her. You know, so it's not just all about fighting, and that's one of the beauties of it. So I've learned to appreciate that they do make movies like Kung Fu Panda, because then it shows, hey, you know, martial arts is not just all like violent competitiveness and violent fighting and blood and people that hate each other. You know, there's laughter in martial arts too. You know, there's a gentleness in martial arts too. You think about Tai Chi, you know, think about Kung Fu Panda, think about Jackie Chan, think about Wing Chun, you know, and you see, like, you know, it's very vast in its expression, you know, and that's what I love about it, you know. And as I stated, I'm just very thankful that I am Chinese American. I'm thankful that my last name is Lee, you know, the same last name of the legend. You know, I'm very thankful for all that, and I'm thankful to be having this opportunity, you know, to reach out there, you know, to the people all over the world and to share my expression. You know, and I just checked my voicemail just recently, and some people left some great messages, and I thank you very much for calling. And I hope you're watching this video as well. Thank you for calling, and thank you for all the support. It means a lot, you know. And the person even mentioned that the nunchucks are legal in some states, which I had no clue. It's a great thing to know, you know, and I wish it was legal in Chicago, you know, because I'd be carrying nunchucks with me everywhere if that was the case. But if, you know, nunchucks are legal in your state, hey, take advantage of that opportunity and just learn as much as you can and defend yourself, you know. But I thank all the people out there for all your support. I thank everybody out there for promoting Kung Fu, because it's important that we keep this art alive. You know, it's a beautiful art, and it's changed my life in so many ways, and that's why I'm speaking so much or putting out material out there, because it's changed my life in so many positive ways that is I'm compelled to share what I've learned, and to light the next candle next to me, so then we could have a world that's even brighter than it already is. All right, so thank you for your time. Take care.